welcome to Polymer Clay TV. I'm Elisa, and today we have a fun veneer that we are going to make. And it's really simple, but yet you can change it up and use different parts, and you'll see as we go on. But these are a couple polymer trading coins I made. And this one you can see here has a background to it. There's like color in the background, and this one is just plain white clay. So we're going to start with white clay. Now, the background was done. I used to do this when I first started silk screening. I went crazy with these glimmer mists, and they happen to have them at Hobby Lobby for $1.24. So I bought some recently. I will be honest with you, they do tend to get clogged with the little applicator there. Gets clogged, so you may need to change out the tops, and you can buy these online, just these tops. So I mean, just after a lot of use or whatever, they do get clogged, but when you first get them, obviously they work great. So this is what I did. All I did was take a sheet of white Primo and I spritzed it all over, and so that can be a really cool background for silk screening, for adding you know, texture, for stenciling, which is what we're going to do today. And so on that one, I just went ahead and sprayed it first, and that's just to show you that you can do that. Now I have the stencil here, and this is a stencil. It's a Mandala stencil, and I'm not going to be using the whole thing, so I didn't need to make it quite so big. I'm just going to be using enough so I can make my trading coin. And these stencils will be available probably sometime mid-June, but you can use any stencil. And when I work with a stencil, I like to... let me move that out of the way. I like to take my rod and roll over it so that it's pretty adhered to the clay, and when I apply things to it, it's not going to go all, whatever I put out is not going to go under the stencil. By pressing onto it with the rod, that helps that. So I'm going to be using some powdered pigments today. And they're pan pastels pigments, and if you haven't used them yet, they're really soft, and I can't explain them. If you haven't used them, buy yourself one. You'll be glad you did. I've had these for years, and I've hardly even dented into them. So you can build up, you know, your stock of them and buy a few colors that you might use more than others. They're not expensive, but you know, you're paying for what you get. I mean, this will last me years and years and years for like $7 or something. So, you know, you get the colors you like and go from there. You don't have to go crazy getting the whole line or whatever. And you see, I use this all the time, and I've hardly dented it. So what I started to do was I take a paintbrush, and let me grab one here, and I just started painting it. Now, if like I said, if you haven't used the pan pastels, you can also wet them, and you get a very different look when you do that. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush. I like to start with the lightest color first, and then I come back and I add my colors. And now, another little fun thing you could do with this is, and I've seen it done many a times, is people carve designs once they do this. So like I could come in here, add all my pan pastels or whatever, you know, I'm using to color it, and then I could carve out little, you know, designs too. So you could stamp right on this, you know, just lots of ideas and lots of ways you can go with it. And I told you I was going to show you something that I had done with the leftover, but I want to show you the leftover before so you know what I'm talking about. So you just go ahead and you paint your whole thing up exactly the way you want. And as you see, it goes on very nice. And then I can come back here and layer on some of the purple color and get some really nice looks. So you can take your time with it. I'm just kind of going pretty fast here because, you know, we're on camera. And I don't want you to have to sit through, you know, 10 minutes of me painting this. So I'm doing it pretty fast. And then we'll come back in with the purple color and finish it up. And this one here is called Ultramarine Blue. It's like a turquoise blue. So it's a nice light color that you can totally add other colors on top of. Okay, and that should do it right there. Oh, let me get these too. I missed these. This little section here. Even though it's not going to end up in my coin, I want to get it done so that you can see how I can use the extra bits. Okay, so that's enough for now. I'm going to give it a little blow to get off the extras. All right, so then I want to come in and add like a little, little colors where where it might add a little pop to it. Like if it was a flower, you might have, little stems there. I mean, yes, this is a mandala, but it also looks like a flower. And you can just kind of use your finger to help blend things in. Just have fun with it. Feather it. You're not going for perfect, like perfect coloring here. You kind of want it to blend. That's what gives it that, cool look. And so I went around here also, the edges. And this is the part that I want to show you that, you can also add it to something else and make something really cool with it. Okay, so now that I have this here, let me show you this piece that I was talking about. So, once I cut out my coin, which is only 2.5 inches, or I think, yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. But anyways, once I cut out my coin, I had leftover. As you can see, part of this part here and these dots were left over. And so I just said, let me do something. It kind of has a tribal feel to it. And so I cut it out, and I used another cookie cutter we had and cut a piece out there. And then I can kind of come back and do anything I want with it and just really make it really unique. And these are just would otherwise be scrap. So just think about that, how you can use, parts of it too. You don't have to use the whole entire thing. And then I'm going to I want to dust this around because I want the color to be, all throughout so that it's not just blue, blue, blue. So I'm just going to dust this around, use my finger to spread it. And, okay, so that's that. You've got your coloring on, whatever you're going to use. You don't have to use pan pastels. You can use anything you want. That's totally up to you. You can use ink, you can use chalks, whatever it is you want. And when you're done, we have these aluminum Hotfix pieces, and I'm in love with these. These things are so cool. They just make things pop. As you can see here, I'm going to show you these. And you just place them on. They are Hotfix. So once they go onto the clay and you bake them, they're there. They're not coming off. They're really strong Hotfix. And so you can just come around on each petal and do your thing. These come in, I think it's 11 colors. But this is purple and blue, so I'm going purple and blue here. Can't imagine why. Those are only my two favorite colors in the world. I tend to gravitate towards those colors. And so you just go all the way around, add your Hotfixes, and until you're done, which let me go ahead and do, and I'll be right back, and we'll move on from there. So now I have all of the Hotfix aluminum pieces, and they're all placed. Actually, that one's a little off. I have to fix it. Go for it now. Before you take your, there you go. Before you take your thing off. I like to do it while I have the stencil still on there because it helps me with placement. That's the only reason why. So now I'm ready to take this off. So you just pull it up from one of the edges, whichever you can get your finger under, and just peel it back slowly. And there you have it. Look how pretty that is. I love it, I love it, I love it. So then you kind of want to get over it, if maybe stand on top of it so you can look down on it and see that you've got it in the right place, It's kind of hard while I'm filming. But that maybe a little this way. Right about there looks like I've got my spot. And then I give it a push. Now, I've been using an acrylic piece lately to help, and I found that it really helps me when I'm cutting out with the cutter, because sometimes it's hard with just your hand, It's just easier to have that. Now, I'm going to want to kind of take this off as, because I want to use this extra part. I didn't want to lose it. See how when it comes off, you've got this extra spot here on the bottom. You have this extra design here, and that's what I ended up using here. So you get my gist. You can kind of just go crazy with it and have fun with it. So don't waste any of this. You can do a lot with it. So there we go. That's our training coin. And, oops, I just lost one of them when I picked it up. Let me put that back. Sheesh. So don't be a bull in a china shop like I am. Pick it up slowly. As you know, my sister calls me that. Because I'm always in a rush to get things done. But, you know, that's part of life for me, I guess. So, anyways, that's it. You want to just clean up your edges. And you got a really nice coin, you know, that you can trade. And it wasn't a lot of work. You can even add to this if you wanted to put one in the middle. That might be really pretty. Try not to smear it like I did. Like I said, bull in the china shop. But how cute is that? Love it. It's so easy to do. So have fun with it, and oops, there's the one that just fell off. Let me pull it over here. Have fun with it, and I'd love to see what you guys make and what you come up with. Again, the templates will be, or the stencils will be ready mid-July. I mean, mid-June, excuse me. We are waiting on some rubber stamps. That's why it's not going to happen on the 4th, like we've been doing. It's just a little, it's going to happen a little later when the stamps come in. They are cool stamps, which I think you guys are really going to like, and purple doesn't go there. So anyways, I'll see you next time, and I'll put some pictures up, and you should be able to get these Hotfix aluminum pieces in the shop by the time this airs, so it shouldn't be a problem, and you can have fun with it. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.